Finally! Yes, finally, after all the long work hours that we've been hearing about on social media as well as on the internet, also things like voice actors, animators not being paid on time, and the list goes on and on. Finally, Japan is taking action to protect anime workers.
What do you mean by that?
So let's find out new laws to protect anime staff and what it's all about. So it says here the new law for freelancers, which took effect in November 2024, mandates written contracts for all freelance workers, including those in the anime industry. These contracts must clearly specify pay details and working conditions. Furthermore, businesses are now legally restricted from demanding additional work without offering commensurate pay and are obligated to ensure payments are made within 60 days of work completion.
Not bad, not bad.
Now, in addition to that, the Japanese Fair Trade Commission are encouraging, basically snitching, because they are actively encouraging workers to come forward and report any violation of labor laws.
She did it! She did it! She's the one you want! Yeah.
Glenn,
all right?
you freak!
Hey, I am not going to jail for you or anybody else. I have done nothing bad my entire life. Okay, so what? I downloaded a couple of thousand songs off the internet. Who hasn't? Who hasn't?
Glenn, shut up!
No, you shut up! Don't talk to me! Don't talk to me, criminal!
So why these changes all of a sudden? Because we have been hearing for years about this problem going on in the anime industry with the things that we listed at the beginning of this video. So why all of a sudden Japan is now implementing these changes to prevent the further exploitation of those who work in the anime industry? Well, the problem is, as the saying goes, the bigger that you get, the more eyes are upon you. Anime has been getting bigger and bigger since that certain time period where everyone was locked inside and they had no other choice but to look at anime. And anime became very popular and more eyes are getting focused on the industry, the things going on behind the scenes. So we could say that international pressure has played a major role, or we could say a role in prompting these particular changes, because the United Nations Human Rights Council report came out in 2024 of May about the Japanese anime industry. And of course, the report would not be good because we know what has been going on for years about the terrible things happening in the industry. So Japan, trying to look good in the eyes of the public, has finally decided that they will implement good changes that will really benefit workers in this industry. But one particular studio, and if you know of any others who have been doing this, let me know in the comments, who have been prioritizing the welfare of their workers before even Japan say anything to them. And before we find out what that or the name of that studio, if you are enjoying the video so far, hit the like button. And if you're really enjoying the video, hit the subscribe button. On this channel, anime news, manga news, that's what we talk about, and things that may be referring to those two fun hobbies that we enjoy so much. So again, if you are enjoying the video, hit the subscribe button. Now let's get back into the topic. So the studio that we are talking about is responsible for such anime like Konosuba as well as Ranma Half. And this anime studio that we are talking about is Studio Dean. And the CEO of that studio, Shinichiro Akita, has been doing things very differently when it comes to his staff, where they prioritize work-life balance over long production hours, even if it means lower profits.
What the hell you say?
In a recent interview, Mr. Akita revealed how he introduced this drastic change after IMA Group acquired Studio Dean. Here's what he said. When I was first discussing the takeover, I asked what time I should visit to see how things were run. The previous owner told me, how about between 1 and 3 in the morning? That's when the best people are at their best and most energetic. Akita to the Sorry, I can't help but laugh because this is tremendous how Japanese work culture is. But anyway, it continues. When I heard that, I first wanted to get rid of that custom. Now, this radical idea Mr. Akida had about putting employees first before the job, this idea that he had, of course, the top officials would have had a problem with it. Well, notice what he said about that. We receive strong opposition from the executives. We can't get any work done like that if we don't meet deadlines. We won't be able to send footage to the TV stations and the company will go bankrupt. So we gave up at first. After all, the opinions of those on the ground are important. So we decided that only the main IMA group company would work until 6 p.m. and the rest of the work will be done the following day. So he continues, of course, it's impossible to go home early while increasing sales. Even I can't do that. So we made it a policy to go home early even if it means lower sales. Thanks to this, although I don't finish work at exactly 7 p.m., I've started going home quite early. So how did things eventually turn out with Mr. Akida and his work environment? How did things turn out for the company and its profits? Well, again, let's hear his words. Of course, sales dropped for 2 to 3 years after the introduction, but after that they started to rise. This is because my brain got used to it. If you go to work at 9 a.m. and work until 11 p.m., everyone will think about how to allocate their stamina and do a sloppy job in the morning. But if you go home at 7 p.m., you'll work 3 hours in the morning, take an hour break, and then work hard for the rest of the day. Recently, this habit has finally taken root and is functioning well. And finally, this is what he said. I don't think that having employees work overtime and make a profit is business. It's no good if employees don't make a profit by doing normal work. The role of a manager is to make a profit as a company and pay employees a fair wage.
You smart. You very smart.
So what are your thoughts on this whole situation? Do you think that Japan will follow the fine example of Studio Dean and ensure that employees working in the anime industry, whichever role they take in the anime industry, will no longer be exploited? Everything will be fair and everything will be fixed? Or do you think that this is just the wool that is being pulled over a person's eyes and things will just continue to be exactly the same, especially when it comes to those executives, as was mentioned with the example of the pushback Mr. Akida got from those executives concerning working hours? Do you think things will continue to be just the same in Japan? Let us know in the comments, because the comment section is yours. Now, I'm sure you would have noticed, because you guys pay close attention to what is being discussed, we said that the UN and their May 2024 report against the anime industry would have motivated Japan to make good changes to help out or to prevent the further exploitation of those in the anime industry. But keep in mind too that not only does the UN have a problem with the anime industry, it also has a problem with certain anime itself. So much so, there's a video that is popping up in your screen about the United Nations hilarious war with anime/manga. But in order for you to see that very interesting video, you have to click on the subscribe button. So that's it. Go on.